Hello and welcome to the Awkward Corner podcast, a podcast where we discuss everything and anything to do with design. I'm Stephen, your host, and with me my two other co-hosts. There's Amy.
Hello.
And there's SJ.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Are we all good?
I'm great,
Indeed.
thanks. How are you?
I'm fine. You two apparently told me things that suggest otherwise, but we won't go into that.
It was an eventful evening
It
last
was.
night.
Let's
yeah.
just, let's just leave it there. Yeah. Okay. Today's topic then is hotel design, which I'm very, very, very excited to get into because
Yes.
I think it's a really interesting area of design that I think we've probably all got quite strong opinions on as interior designers,
Yeah.
Particularly the direction. However, before we get into that,
Oh,
let's have a
Here
little
we
quiz.
go.
Let's test your knowledge. Because I think this is fun, and I would, because I'm cruel. Nice and easy, 10 questions, that's all.
10?
10 questions.
Jesus Christ.
What if I'm just refuse to do it?
You can, and then SJ wins by default.
Oh, no.
Tension. I love tension.
Go on then.
So, basically, furniture is what we're going to look at, But I found this on the internet, and I thought it would be fun. Especially since I'm not answering the question.
Typical.
I'm not very good at quick fire.
No, I know. I'm going to get you back for this.
Yeah, whatever.
Whenever I get asked a question, it takes me about 3 minutes to remember the answer. My brain doesn't work quickly.
Right, well, we'll see just how quickly, won't we?
Let's see how quick we get through them because we might not get to 10.
Question number...
The whole episode, 45 minutes, just me and you going,
I mean, if it has to be, then give the people what they want.
I don't think it's what they need.
It's what I need, though. Question number 1.
Yeah.
What was the first Eames elephant prototype made from? Oh, I literally feel the tension already. That's it. That's all the time you're getting. Moving on. Question 2. No conferring either.
It's a bit hard when we're in this situation, though.
you can see my answers there. I'm not having this.
Oh, yeah, don't give her anything. Don't give her anything.
Hold on. Rearrange myself.
I can only draw this way, so
Stop copying me.
I can't move anywhere.
Right. Question 2. You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is the Compasso d'Oro? Do you know what? I should really start this again because there is multiple choice.
I tell you what. Say that again.
I'm going to go back to...
Please let's have the multiple choice. There are multiple choice answers and he's not given us those, so he's not playing fairly.
Question 1 then, going back and giving you a fighting chance.
Yes, please.
What was the first Eames elephant prototype made of? Is it A, plastic, B, fiberglass, or C, plywood? Oh, see? You might have already got it right. Okay.
Excuse me. I think
She wrote an
actually
essay.
she got it wrong, and I think I got it right the
And now
first
she's
time round,
copying.
and now she's changed her
No.
answer, and I don't think that's fair.
I'll be just that.
Okay.
It's my show. Oh, I didn't say that.
It's not your show. Wow. Someone's getting too big for their boots.
Oh my goodness, did I say that? Question 2. What is the Compasso d'Oro?
Could you spell that, please?
All of it? Starting from...
C-O-M-P.
Yes, please.
So COMPASSO
Yeah.
D-O-R-O. And it might be my pronunciation,
D-
so I do apologise.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Is it A, design award, B, an iconic light, or C, an interiors magazine? Oh, some puzzle looks. Quick, no Googling.
No,
eh? Oh my
I
God.
wasn't Googling.
Sure.
Googling.
Sure.
There you go, you can have this.
Confiscate it. It's like an exam.
So what was that? A magazine, a light, or what? Sorry.
An
A
award.
design award.
A design award.
Yeah. Question 3
change my
then.
answer.
Question 3. Which of these fashion designers has collaborated with Angle Poise? Is it A, Paul Smith? Is it B, Mary Quant? Or is it C, Vivienne Westwood? I hope everyone's playing along at home with this, just to see how good they are. All right, happy with that?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Speed it up a bit. Oh, thanks.
Speed it up a bit. I mean,
I mean, we're not even halfway through.
God. Chris Tarrant doesn't deal with this stuff. Or is it Jeremy Clarkson? No, it's Jeremy Clarkson.
So you're not offering us a 50-50 option, so I'm not happy.
I'm not giving you anything.
No.
I'm giving you multiple choice, which I didn't have to.
All right, crack on.
4. Eero Saarine's iconic pedestal table is also known as what? The daffodil table, the tulip table, or the peony table? And if you don't know that, I think it's time you resigned.
I don't think I do know the answer to that question.
Number 5. Which design duo were founding members of Artec? Is it Alver Alto, Gam Fattisti,
Oh, yeah.
and Achille and Pierre Diamac?
Oh, wow.
Castil. I mean, I
You
probably should have
practice these,
read
did you?
this through, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Is it A, B, or C?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 6.
I'm going to do this next week, just for Stephen.
Yeah, I think so.
Just
Nothing design related.
And
like
you're not getting multiple choice either.
periodic table or something.
Wow. I look forward to it. Number 6. A light's IP rating is used to determine what?
Say that again. I'm zoned out, sorry.
Oh, wow. this is going very well. We're not going to get on the BBC like this. You know that, don't you?
Well, we need to practice then next week.
I think we're more Channel 5 material anyway.
I don't even think we're there. We might just be an online streaming something or other.
So say that again.
A light's IP rating is used to determine what? How bright a bulb is, if it's dimmable, or how waterproof it is. And I'm not sure I know the answer to that one. Which of these 3 lighting designers worked at the Bauhaus?
Ooh.
So is it A, Paul Henningsen? Paul Henningsen. Vico Magistrati.
He should have practiced this, shouldn't he, before?
Where's the fun in that? It rolls off my tongue in my Welsh.
Of course it does.
accent.
Go.
It's very difficult, you know. I'm not used to vowels. Or Christian Dell. A, B, or C? Paul, Vico, or Christian? Question number 8. Izuma Noguchi's Akira pendant lights are crafted using shoji paper made using the bark from which tree? Is it A, cherry, B, mulberry, or C, persimmon? Persimmon?
Can you spell that, please?
I thought that was a house builder.
This is just for lols.
No, it's
No, you're thinking of permission? Persimmon.
I mean, this is podcast gold, isn't it?
It's right.
I've lost the plot again. Say those answers again.
Cherry?
Yeah.
Or mulberry? Or persimmon?
Persimmon.
It is persimmon.
Isn't that a fruit?
Or persimmon.
Well, no, I don't think you quite say it like that, but I think it's a fruit.
Persimmon.
Persimmon. Right, okay.
Nearly there.
Nearly there.
Question 9.
Jesus. I feel like I'm back at school.
Just feel sorry for his students.
I know.
Right. Wow.
I'm going to test your knowledge. Quick fire quiz questions.
Theirs is usually better than
Big
mine. I just where do you think I got all this material?
Go on, question 9.
Question 9.
I know I'm dying here.
What material is Tom Raphael known for working with? Wood, steel, or textiles? Tom Raphael. Wood, steel, or textiles? What's his material of choice? And finally, and I mean genuinely, if you don't know the answer to
Don't
this
say that because
one,
I just
you
can't
can't
answer
do
questions.
if you don't know the
I
answer.
can't answer questions at all.
How were Charles and Ray Eames related?
Oh, okay.
And do you need a multiple choice? But I will for the
No.
listeners. Is it A, husband and wife, B, brother and sister, or C, cousins?
Oh, what if
I
they were
think
all?
C.
Awkward.
D or
That would be
Literally
awkward.
awkward.
Go on then, give us the answers.
Okay, let's see how well you done. Oh, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. Question number 1. Oh, what's your answer?
Well,
Fine.
I put card or wood.
Oh,
I
And then
put
circled
ply.
wood when you gave us the option.
I put ply before we had the multiple choice.
it is indeed plywood. It is indeed. Well done.
Oh, so what about wood?
I mean, I could give you that. I could give you
I
that.
tell you
a
what,
point?
half a point.
Half a point.
I can't believe I'm grading my own quiz here.
mean-
oh my days.
I mean, we could do a swap, but you won't read my writing.
No,
That's
it's
a
true
true
story. I
that's
mean,
the
look at
problem.
that.
I know. But yours is better than mine.
Okay.
That's mine.
Question number 2. The answer was a design award.
Yes.
Oh, well done. Well done guessing there.
Well, Composo, I kind of thought competition.
Yes. I was like, that's well worked out, actually. Yeah. Well done.
So there is
The
something
answer to number
upstairs.
3 then. Who have you got?
Paul Smith.
Vivian.
Oh, Amy's taking the lead. Paul Smith. Yes, it was. I'm not sure I've seen that though, if I'm honest.
No, I
His-
haven't.
his collaboration
No,
with.
I haven't.
That's something to look up. But there you go.
We'll put a picture on.
Yeah, every day's a learning day, isn't it? Especially with me in charge.
Indeed.
Number 4 then. What kind of table is it?
Tulip.
I said tulip too.
Tulip is correct. Well
So I was
done.
nervous about that one because you said that I
Yes,
needed
I
to know it.
know.
And then I was writing tulip and I was like, well, what if I'm wrong?
Exactly.
What if I've got to readdress all
But
decisions
if
I've
you
ever
think of
made
the
up until
chair,
this point?
because the chair clearly, although I know it's sometimes referred to as a wine glass chair as well.
Yeah.
As a tulip chair.
I know, you almost second guess yourself because you've got that anxiety.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to let
I can't
anyone
believe
down.
you. Yeah.
Question C. Who?
Question C. Is C the answer then? I've got that one wrong.
It's going well again. Yes. Question 5.
It's
The
C.
answer is C.
No, I went with A.
Me.
Alvo, alto.
So did I,
Never mind,
Alvo.
Never mind. Let's move on.
I'm
from
interested
that
to
then.
know what this one is.
I went for C too. Waterproof.
And SJ went for
Dimmable.
dimmable. Close, SJ, but it's C.
Waterproof.
It's C. It is indeed waterproof. It's how resistant light is to water and dust.
What up until this
What
point?
does IP stand for?
I don't ask me that. I don't know. I'm just
come
reading
on.
it out. That's all my job is.
We need
reading
to
it
find
out.
that out.
We will. We'll find out. And it should it should have an IP rating over 65 though.
Oh,
So for
okay.
anyone who wants the technical aspect of that, there you go. Question 7. What have you got?
A.
B.
Oh, and it was C. Oh,
Sorry, what was the question?
I don't even know what the question was.
Hang on, I've got to scroll back up. It was which of these 3 lighting designers work for the Bauhaus?
Oh.
I nearly
And
went for C as
And
well.
I think that's what's quite interesting though, because I think most people would think furniture designers
Yes,
when they immediately
yeah.
think Bauhaus.
Yeah.
But actually there was obviously lots of other
Ceramics,
things going on, wasn't
textiles, yeah.
So there you go. See, Christian Dell. Well done, Christian Dell. He was there in 1922 to 25. Question 8. What kind of wood?
Cherry.
Oh, you gone cherry?
B.
SJ is right. It's mulberry. And I think it's something to do with the kind of the texture of it. Cement is very thin or something.
Yeah.
From reading from this. Yeah.
Is it like the pliability?
Yeah, but equally very strong then at the same time. Question 9.
Question?
What have you got?
Steel.
I went with steel as well. Steel came to mind when you
It was
said his
either
name,
steel or
but then
textiles.
textiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
was
it's
on the
actually
fence.
wood. So not really close at all.
Wow.
Choice of 3.
Oh, what a shame. I was doing so well.
And finally then,
All 3. They were married brothers and sisters
who
who
happened
were
to be
also
cousins.
cousins.
I've got this one wrong.
Married, obviously.
Yeah,
Married.
husband and wife. Come on.
Correct.
1,
Very,
2,
very famous
3,
couple.
4,
How many?
5.
And your count is
6.
6. So Amy wins.
Yay!
Well done, Amy. Well done.
Thanks.
Very
I'd like to
popular.
thank my first primary school teacher.
There you go. Here's a bottle of water for your troubles.
Well done. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun?
I must admit, my palms are a bit sweaty.
I hate
know.
that kind of thing. The pressure.
You're just awful. Moving on.
Okay, now I've tested your knowledge. Let's see what you got to say. Hotel designer. Where do you want to start? Favourite hotel?
I have a favourite one that I've not yet stayed in.
Oh.
Is that? Is
Yes,
you
I suppose
am
so.
allowed to
Like
do
a-
that? Like
yeah,
a,
like a-
an
like
hotel
a-
I really like to
Yes,
stay in.
yes, ambitions.
Yeah, so, and that's the Tivoli Gardens Hotel in Copenhagen.
Ooh.
I don't know that one.
So Tivoli Gardens is like it's kind of like theme park-esque, but it's gardens.
Right.
But then with like shops and rides.
Okay.
At Christmas they decorate it with lots of lighting and stuff. And when I walked into Tivoli Gardens for the first time, it was about November. They had the lights on. It was dark. It was like walking into my own head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was lovely. And they've got a hotel that kind of spans the back. And you can either have a room that faces the harbour, or you can have a room that faces into the gardens.
Very nice.
And the glass is like one way, so you can see out, but nobody can see in.
Yeah.
And then they've got rooms that are like traditionally kind of Scandinavian design, or they've got like themed Tivoli. I've got a picture actually, because when I was looking at this, I was like, Stephen would absolutely hate this.
Yeah, we need to.
So
we
let
need
me
to put
show
this
you
up
this
on our
picture.
socials.
So the rooms look like this.
Oh my god.
So it's all kind of like circusy.
Yeah.
Really bright and colourful.
Wow.
I mean, it's different, and
Yeah,
actually,
it's a bit much for me too.
I mean, if it just for a stay, then I could probably do.
But they
that.
have on the top floor. They have these amazing suites.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'd like to stay in one of those, but I think they're like
What?
like thousands of
But this
thousands
is the
of
dream
pounds to
stay, isn't
stay
it?
in.
This is the dream stay.
Yeah,
That's
and it's kind of a bit like it's the experience you're paying for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the dream stay though. But if anybody is listening and wants to put us up, just for research purposes,
Just for lols, yeah.
then we'll
love
happily go
that.
around, won't we? Yeah.
It's a bit like the ice hotels and seeing the northern
I'd love to go.
lights.
Yeah.
I'd love to go in one
Staying
of
in
those.
like a glass igloo.
Under the firs.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of firs. I know, a bit controversial, but you need them.
That's why
And a sleeping bag, I would guess.
That's why I think hotel design is such a pivotal sector of interior design, because it does set a precedent, not just for commercial design and hospitality, but residential as well.
Yeah.
I think people can underestimate how difficult it can be, because like you said, it's not just, there are elements of residential, but it's commercial, it's leisure.
Yeah.
You've got retail in some instances.
Yeah.
More so now. Yeah.
All of those considerations, as well as then things like branding and how people are using the space.
Yeah.
There are lots of different layers to it. It isn't just as simple as
Regulations, yeah.
making a room nice and comfortable. It's all the other things that go alongside it as well.
What's your favourite one, SJ? Do you have one?
There is one that I haven't stayed in, but I would like to stay in, and it's called, I hope I pronounce this right, Badrut's Palace in Switzerland.
Better than my pronunciation.
And it's just magical, I think. And the experience depends on whether you go summer or winter.
I bet it does, actually. Yeah.
So,
Is it near the Alps? Or is it?
let me just have a look whereabouts it is.
I'm in the right part of the world, then?
Yeah, Switzerland.
Geography's a bit,
Swiss Alps, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saint Moritz. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Have a look at that one. Badrut's Palace Hotel.
What's the vibe?
I shall show you. We
Because
can always put a picture up.
I'm one of...
This was an installation they did for New Year's Eve. Sorry, just
she's
twisting my laptop
just
round
twisting
to
a
show.
laptop. Literally just twisting a laptop round.
That's lovely.
It does look good.
What about you, Stephen?
I mean, I'm going to go Route 1, old school. It's Claridge's.
Wow.
I would absolutely love to stay at Claridge's.
Do you think it's not only is it the experience, but do you think it's the prestige as well?
I'm just incredibly pretentious.
Yeah.
I thought it was Hey, but also the St Pancras Hotel.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, what they've done there is beautiful, actually. But for me, ultimately, the stay, I just love the whole story of Claridge's,
Yes.
the way it looks.
Yeah.
Even the restoration that they've done
history.
there, the new stuff looks so authentic.
Yeah.
In terms of the Art Deco period, it's very hard to see what's new and what isn't. And I love the fact the BBC did a documentary a few years ago behind the scenes, and it just amazes me the lengths that they go to within hotel design to accommodate regular guests, where they bring out pictures of the guests' families, clothes that they leave there, all the kind of small things that make it feel like home. Even if it's for 3 days, they will literally dress the whole room or suite. And I just think it just must be a magnificent stay.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very much up. In fact, we should probably crowdfund me a night.
Not
at
after that
Claridge's.
quiz.
Okay.
We can go though, SJ.
Yeah.
We'll let you know how it is. We'll
Do
send you a
that.
picture
Take
or two.
pictures, yeah.
We can do
Have
you
an
a quiz
afternoon
of
tea
a
for me.
multiple
Oh,
choice.
maybe that could be my prize.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh,
An evening at Claridge's.
You don't forget 6
If
out of 10.
only.
Put it on a company credit card. No one will mind.
Have you ever stayed in a really terrible hotel you'd like to talk about? Because I have.
I've got a long list, but
No.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't.
So I once stayed in a Ibis budget.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's...
in Twickenham.
specifically Twickenham.
Yes, do you think...
Shout out to Twickenham.
Specifically Twickenham. I'd been to see Lady Gaga at Twickenham
Oh, was
Stadium.
she?
Oh, she was brilliant.
Do you
I
have
wore
tea?
some ridiculous shoes and the hotel was about 2 miles away, and I remember walking back in bare feet because I was like, I can't. I wore these black studded platform boots.
Very apt.
Do you think it was bad? Do you think it was the hotel that was bad, or do you think it was just a general chain of that hotel?
I have stayed in an Ibis since and it wasn't so bad. I think it was because it was a budget one. I think it was
Twickenham.
probably like 30 quid a night or something.
Right.
But it had, the bed was like sleeping on just a block of MDF. Like there was no padding between me and the frame of the bed at all. And the bathroom, the door to the bathroom had a huge hole in it, which was perfectly aligned with the toilet. If you were sitting on the toilet, somebody could just stand outside and just look through this kind of like, almost like dinner plate size hole. Because instead of putting door handles on, they'd made a hole so you could just kind of slip your hand through and
I was just about to say, how did like someone bash a hole in the door?
It was supposed to be there. It was a design feature
Oh.
of the door.
I think clever.
And
Saving on hardware.
no, but you could have just like
Peeked your head through.
Put a finger hole
Put a
in, maybe.
finger hole.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Or just like,
Rather than a whole hand. Sooty might pop up. Imagine that. Terrifying.
so many jokes, so little time.
So many. Let's move on.
So that was awful. Yeah, that was awful.
Well, no, I haven't really had a bad experience like that.
I mean, I've had a few, but they don't tend to be chains. Just really bad hotels that are just being neglected.
I once stayed in a. So again, I'd been to see LCD sound system at Alexandra Palace, and I stayed in a travel lodge.
Yeah.
And the room itself wasn't too bad, but there was a Greek wedding happening, and we were right above the dining room.
I mean, that's
And
unfortunate.
I was just dancing, plates
Smashing all night long.
until like 3 a.m.
I've stayed in hotels where that's just happening. If I'm honest.
In Wales?
Where it's, just happening. People just very angry.
You guys seem to have had really bad experiences. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience. Bad anyway.
Well, there is. So speaking of budget ones, there is one budget I'd really like to stay in, which sounds really odd saying that, but it's the Easy Hotel. On that same ethos, no frills kind of hotel.
Yes.
It is what it is. And from what I gather, like from a design point of view, and actually from a cost-effective point of view, it's very good because it's not trying to be anything. It is.
No, but then you're kind of expecting it, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're getting what you pay for.
But I think there's some quite clever design features built into the spaces. And again, that's something maybe we can put up on our social
What about
media.
these pods?
Yes.
You know, where there's like literally a bed.
Like in Japan.
Yeah, I was
like
just about to say in Japan,
kind
it's
of
very...
They remind me a little bit of sunbeds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just
Sort of
yourself
acrylic.
Coffins.
I didn't want to bring it down to coffins.
Well, that's what it feels like though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a little bit
I feel
like...
a bit claustrophobic about that.
I'm not sure about that. And very close to other people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people. But I don't think I could deal with that.
Slight tangent. Have you ever been on a sleeper train?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, they are great.
So good.
Yeah.
When have you been on one of those? Where did you go?
I mean, this is separately. Just
Yeah,
wanna
not together.
clarify that.
Vietnam.
Yes, I know.
Oh, right.
Separately,
Let's
you
not start that
losers.
rumour.
Mine was a Scottish one.
Was it?
I didn't sleep
Going
on
from
it,
where to
though,
where?
actually, but it had the sleeper carriages on it.
No.
So what do they look like then? Are they like bed pods, layered?
It was, so the one I went on was Vietnam, and it was like a room with 2 bunk beds. And I said at the time, I will never travel any other way other than sleeper train. And I've never been on one since.
It kind of comes down, because that comes back to sort of like the old-fashioned carriages on trains, though, doesn't it? You know, where you've got like a proper booth compartment.
The Orient Express.
Oh,
Yes, I mean, come on.
Still
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
Hotel on wheels.
Yeah. I'd love, that is on my bucket list to do the Orient Express.
But again, there's kind of that crossover if you think about planes and trains that you are on for a long period of time. You might be in for longer than you might stay in a hotel room overnight.
Have you ever flown first class?
No, if only.
It's the dream.
Have you?
Yeah, but then it spoils it every time you go away because you really want to fly first class.
Yeah.
I'd sooner go on a private jet. I mean, again, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, a tour bus. Maybe we need a tour bus. When we take
it on the road.
On the road, we could have a tour
An awkward bus.
couldn't we?
You know it's going to be a transit van, don't you?
Just with a mattress in the back.
And a hammock for bunks.
We could use your kidnapping van.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. I'd have to have it serviced.
True.
You know, I'm safety
Maybe
first.
some new tyres.
Yeah, but yeah, all 4 of them. Okay. I've got something here which I think is really interesting. I've talked about this before with students, but Hilton in London's Bankside did something a few years ago, which is the first vegan hotel room. Which
I know about this.
Yeah, which I'm still very undecided about.
Pineapple.
Apparently. We'll get into
How?
that.
What? I mean, like literally down to the last detail.
everything.
I can't believe that.
I like the idea, but the cynic in me, I mean, this was great PR.
Oh, yeah.
Right? First and foremost, this was, very, again...
As in one room or the whole suite?
The whole suite was done from a vegan point of view. And I believe, actually, also when they came in to clean it, all the products that they clean with, again, is all kind of vegan friendly.
I think we had this conversation, didn't we, when it was...
Yeah, this is something... I mention this to my students quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But it's still seen as kind of... It's the luxury aspect of this, which I think I struggle with. Because I think in hotels, particularly at the top end, there is expectation for certain types of materials, finishes,
opulence,
look, feel, etc. It's what you're paying for in some ways. I don't know how you do that going down this road of kind of vegan. I appreciate the sentiment, and maybe that's the point. What are you laughing at?
Just the idea that you don't think that vegans deserve nice things.
That's right. Apologies. And there goes the business.
That's what it sounded like.
He's going to get some real haters on this.
I mean, I'm only a truth speaker. I need to speak my truth.
But it's not. It's the limitations of materiality.
Well, it's just the feel. I don't understand how you replicate. I'm not saying the product isn't up to it, because it is. It's clearly very suitable. But would you spend, for the expectation, if you're going to spend 20,000, 30,000, which again some suites are in some of the top hotels, would you spend that? I suppose I'm answering my own question. It's expectation, isn't it? If you want that, you will pay.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you're coming from. You're not vegan, so you probably wouldn't bother.
No.
Do you think that people would be, if they didn't know, do you think they would be able to tell the difference?
I'd like to say yes. I'd like to say there isn't still that quite the same. But then I suppose it is perception, though, isn't it? I would go in and expect a particular style and look and feel for a room.
I'm currently wearing vegan leather Doc Martens, and I don't think you can tell the difference. I know it's not a whole hotel suite.
I love the fact that we're all looking at your shoes.
Beautiful.
But I don't think you can tell the difference. And they've even started to bend and crease in the same way that
leather would.
So what are they made out of?
I don't know.
Well, isn't
don't ask questions.
Isn't there some controversy about certain vegan leather substitutes that has plastic in it?
Yeah, but then there's also and this is a question I've got about the hotel room, is that where are the materials coming from?
Well, this is the wider picture
air
of
mileage, for example.
This is the wider picture of sustainability. Whilst it might be vegan, is it still sustainable? Sourcing marble or certain other things might actually be more sustainable because it's more readily accessible than it would be to use vegan.
This is why I'm reticent to think that it's,
I've got an example here. So it lists some of the major services that have been upholstered. It's in Pinatex.
Yes.
Pinatex, a leather alternative fabric originally developed by the company Analysis.
You're really hitting these pronunciations.
I am. I'm on it today. Yes, and this is where your pineapple comes in, because it's made from cellulose fibres found in waste pineapple.
Okay.
Am I right in thinking, though, that it's been designed by a food scientist?
Bombas and Parr is the design company. They are amazing, and if you want to, you should go and look at them on Instagram, follow them, because they do some amazing projects, which we might touch when we do a couple of other episodes in terms of retail and stuff as well, because they are one of the kind of forward thinkers in interior design. because it's all about experience. And I think this is what this is, isn't it? It's giving someone an experience that they wouldn't get anywhere else. What else do they use? They've got some other materials. I'm just having a look. So where you would normally have the feather stuffings in pillows, which I know we talked about before.
I can't. I'm allergic to them. Yeah.
So you'd love this, frankly. They've traded it for organic buckwheat, millet seeds, or bamboo fibers, which I think again is really interesting. I just
this image of lying on a bag of lentils, and it just isn't very comfortable, is it?
In a hop sack.
I'm just looking at the pictures of the Hilton Bankside now.
It's a lovely design. Like when you look at it, it's actually it's quite well considered. It's nice enough, but actually, it's going to have a certain. I think its place is for what it's selling, isn't it? The experience of someone going and living the vegan lifestyle. I could see a whole hotel done like this on that principle of it being a standalone.
Yes.
And catering to its market.
I think we will see more of those as well.
But I'm not entirely, like I say, I still think it was a great piece of PR.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I don't blame them for doing it.
No.
And we're still talking about it now. So
and we are still talking about it because it's relevant.
Yeah.
But interestingly, though, I don't know of too many other large chains taking this up.
No.
I'm sure there's probably some independent ones. If we have a look, there's probably some independent chains maybe starting to evolve in that sense. But I still think for hotel design, it comes back to a sustainability thing in the longer term for interior designers. And I still don't think vegan design is still that sustainable because of accessibility. And I think that's a problem that doesn't help that sustainable argument in hotel design. I've got a question, Anne. What do you think the hotel of the future?
Oh, you always ask these questions.
Looks
The
like?
hotel
I
of the
know,
future.
right? I know.
Retail of the future, hotel of the future.
What's
the house of the future.
Show me. It's like your Mystic Meg.
I'm dressed like Mystic Meg today, though, eh?
Yeah, but you've left your crystal ball at home.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, what a shame.
Don't you think these sectors are all interlinked, though? When you think about hotel design, retail design, it's all about, when you talk about the future.
Hospitality, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more, in terms of the future of design, it's more about the experience and the technology that is being developed.
Yeah, but like retail, you can kind of, we've talked before about these kind of AR changing room scenarios, and then exhibition design. There's a lot about that kind of being able to experience history or a piece of art. How do you apply that to a hotel room or a hotel in general? Like how?
But what do you want out of it?
You can have mixed reality.
I just want a really comfy bed and a nice night's sleep.
But is that what hotels will provide in the future? Because that's the argument now, isn't it? Especially in a so-called post-COVID, which I don't really like the term of, but post-COVID world, there's been a lot of discussion about hotels of the future and how technology is going to change the way we stay and interact with hotels.
But again, there's always going to be that element where people want to refer back to, like it's the same with retail design. Some people still want to shop. They want that element of shopping, and no matter how much technology and AR or mixed reality you put into it, I think hotels have still got to have that element.
I also think it depends why you're staying in a hotel. I've never gone to stay in a hotel just for fun. Do you know what I mean by that?
Staying in the wrong hotel.
I've never just gone, oh, do you know what? I'm going to go and stay in a hotel tonight.
Yeah.
Just for fun, just to experience the hotel or to get a good night's sleep or to have a meal or whatever. I've never done that. I've only ever stayed in a hotel because I'm somewhere that I can't get home to quickly. Does that make sense?
It does, but then why be disappointed with the Twickenham Eye bag?
True.
Do you know what I mean? If you think of it from it's a practicality point of view, then what does it like? Obviously, you want a good night's sleep.
Yeah,
but
you can't sleep on a sheet of MDF.
No, well, I tried it once, but never again.
See, I like sourcing a hotel to stay in when I know I'm going somewhere. So I think that's the fun of, picking out the hotel that you want to stay in because of the way it looks and what it offers.
And what goes to that.
Yeah.
If you really want to get into it.
Well, yeah,
because I love a haunted hotel.
I don't think I've ever stayed in a haunted hotel. I stayed in a Airbnb recently, which I'm 100% sure had a ghost in it. Really?
We'll do the podcast from there next. Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What was that famous programme?
Or Ghost Watch.
Yes.
Yeah. I am still... Let's not talk about that because it's still triggers.
Oh, okay.
I still.
I don't think I know what Ghost Watch is.
I'll introduce it to you, but from a distance.
Is it like Most Haunted in 1920?
I believe Michael Parkinson. I'm just going to say on record, I believed him. I thought he was an honest man, genuine man, and then he lied to me.
Oh, is it that? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to shout.
Eardrums.
It was like a one-off thing, and it was a.
It's still the most complained about BBC show
Because it went and people thought it was real, and it wasn't. What? I do know.
Well, hang on. It was real.
It wasn't real.
It was real enough that it traumatized a young Stephen.
Okay. How have we stopped talking about ghosts?
I don't know.
You're never far away.
Talking
never
about
far
haunted
away
hotels.
Okay, can't we?
I told you that. Halloween special. We'll stay somewhere. Pontefract.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I always think that we've got a lot of history and haunted places in this country.
Yeah.
Trying to find them abroad.
Nah, there's no ghosts there.
No.
They're all here.
Oh, I don't know. I stayed in an Airbnb, and this will lead me on to another question. But I stayed in an Airbnb just outside of Florence, and I got so many bad vibes from that kind of.
Have you ever walked into a space and felt like that?
Apartment kind of villa, big shutters, and in fact, my small person didn't sleep the whole time we were there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I'm absolutely convinced it just felt wrong. But
Yes.
Airbnbs.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I went through a stage of not wanting to stay in a hotel, and I'd get an Airbnb even if I was in there for a couple of nights.
What's the difference?
Well, you get you're essentially renting out someone's house, aren't you? So you get a whole space or an apartment or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But actually, there's a lot of stress goes alongside that, and I've gone back to now staying in a hotel because I'm like, well, I don't want the responsibility.
Is that because you're staying in someone's house?
Yeah, they're not there. I've never been, because you can do the one where you stay on the property and they're there, which I'm not having that.
Awkward.
Or even in the same house.
Yeah.
No.
I've never had one of those. I've only done where they've had a property that they've rented out.
Yeah, and you do get a lot of those,
And I just wonder, because Airbnb is really popular, are people still opting to stay in hotels?
Is Airbnb popular because of the price?
No, because I think it depends what you get, because it can be quite expensive.
Yeah, it can be.
Right.
And I think it depends what you're looking for.
So it's like an array of different types of places.
Yeah.
I'm not. I prefer hotel, if I'm honest, only because I like being waited on, like I say.
Yeah. I had a really bad experience not being able to get in one once at midnight.
Into your hotel room?
Into an Airbnb.
Keep on going.
I couldn't get in because, they had one of those key safes outside, and she'd given me the wrong code, and it was midnight. Our flight was late. We were in Berlin, and we couldn't get into the thing to get the key out.
Oh, anxiety.
And then there was literally no hotels. And in fact, there were no hotels. We found this one that had one room left that somebody hadn't turned up for, and it was £350 for a night. But it was a lovely hotel, and he did throw in free breakfast.
There you go.
So we had to go and stay in that hotel so we could then contact the woman the next morning to get. That was really stressful, and I don't think I've stayed in an Airbnb since.
I'm going to take this back though.
Sorry.
Actually, no. Before I take it back, I'm going to stick with something, because it's a website I came across the other day looking for interesting things on hotel stays and that. And have you ever heard of iconichouses.org?
No.
This is a really, really interesting website, because it's a kind of foundation that's been set up to, and it kind of leads on to maybe something we'll talk about a bit later on with in a different podcast where we'll talk about exhibition design. But these are essentially famous houses or houses of merit that have been kept, restored, or they're there for kind of posterity. But there is a lot of kind of mid-century modern houses, things like that, unusual houses. But you can go and stay at some of these.
Wow. Yeah, I like that.
And they're kind of, some of them are quite famous. And there's a list of them. It's well worth checking out, because it is kind of an alternative to staying to an Airbnb.
Yeah.
But it has historical meaning in these houses. They kind of have a purpose, but yet you can still go and actually stay in it. And I think that's, from a design point of view, that's a really exciting kind of element to be able to
just
go,
looking now.
It's all kind of really unique. And there are some very famous designers amongst some of the ones that you can, and they are literally kind of across the world as well. So it's not just like kind of centered around Europe. So have a look at that. Bringing it back though to the hotel. Bring it back. That's lovely.
No, sorry.
Hotels of the future then. I've got some information here. Because I do find
go
it
on.
really, really interesting.
Get your spacesuit out.
Come
and
on.
tell
No,
us.
spacesuit.
Get your bullet poops out. Bullet poops.
Wow.
Bullet poops.
They're currently at the dry cleaners.
Oh.
What a shame, eh? So this is website. I mean, it's Guestline, and they partnered with experts in technology and all that kind of stuff. And they predicted by 2034, so we're kind of just over a decade away from where they're suggesting. And they asked all these experts, where will we be sort of at that point? One of the big things to come out of it is the digitization of glass, which I find really interesting. Of glass.
Of glass.
Yeah. So glass apparently is going to be the next big thing because of its minimalist allure, which creates a...
Sorry.
Minimalist allure.
The minimalist allure
I
of
didn't
glass.
write this, right? I didn't write
That is next
Yeah,
level.
but it's the way it says
It's a
it.
sleek concept for technology to intertwine digitalization with design.
Well, that
so
makes
glass televisions are already being prototyped by Panasonic. So whole panes of glass. with
Yeah, like interactive mirrors and stuff.
When was this written?
This was written a year or two ago, I think, when I came across it. There is also, and this is the bit that kind of makes me a bit uncomfortable, it's the introduction of artificial intelligence and voice-controlled functions.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's
A
feeding...
little robot.
Well, it's feeding
Taking you
off
to your
this
room.
touchless technology, isn't it? Because of the COVID situation.
So not a little robot taking you to your room.
No.
That's
Oh,
No.
man.
what a shame. That's where my
Imagine
mind is
getting like a
going.
I
Wally.
don't know. Maybe,
This way.
maybe in the iBus at Twickenham.
No, I don't think they can afford a robot.
No, it might be wind up. They'll only get halfway.
know what I can
just a
imagine
man in a
now?
robot suit.
I can just imagine one of those monkeys with the
The symbols.
yeah, with a symbol.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean,
Come on, Amy, I'll take you to your room.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have nightmares about that. Thank you.
Well, yeah, don't sleep well. I am uncomfortable about this because this has got the capacity to go very wrong. Because you're relying it, again, entirely on a system
Yeah.
to function. I mean, you had that one human error with the lock. But this is a whole kind of room set up that's going to function.
I think it's taking away your control, isn't it?
Is there a Simpsons Halloween episode where the house is all
Yes.
automised and then it turns against them?
I believe there is something like that, but the
That's
Simpsons
fear,
predict
though.
everything, don't
That's
they?
the
Yeah.
fear. That's the fear that
That's
people
the first
genuinely
place
have
my
with
mind
stuff
goes
like
to.
AI. That
Yeah.
it's like,
It's going to lock me in and
Gonna
gas me or
take
something.
over.
but this also feeds into the fact that they build off like people's social media profiles, the things that you've done when you've booked for it, so that they can have your favorite drink there ready.
No,
they
I
can
don't
have
like
this.
that.
They can have that. Now, some people would see that as an element of good service design, wouldn't they? Because it's making you
Yeah,
feel.
but what if you're not in the mood for that?
Well, that's the point. Or what if
Yeah.
you've gone off it since you booked it?
Yeah.
But isn't that just an extension of what they do with social media now anyway, and
some
targeted
degree.
ads and that sort
Yeah.
of thing?
Yeah,
Like
true.
the way
They know
that
what
they
you've
farm our
searched.
information and then
Yeah.
can use it against us to make us buy things that we didn't really need.
It's true, but then equally though, where technology I think does play a big part in design, it's they talk about like guests having the ability to cast lighting levels, even different types of lighting in the room, because the systems are so sophisticated. So if you want to meditate in your room, for instance, you can create the right kind of environment. They talk about room temperatures as well, again, being very sophisticated, because again, that's something that's quite hard, isn't it?
But then I think there's a difference there, because those kind of controls, I think, can be adapted so that you have that control within your room, but then it's the AI is taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference between being in your room and being able to.
I just think, where does it stop?
Exactly.
It's a digital concierge in some ways, isn't it?
Yeah.
But at what cost? Because I still think part of a stay for me is human interaction.
Yeah.
That kind of level of service that comes from a person.
You just want a butler.
Yeah, Jeeves.
Yeah.
But they have them at Claridge's. And I really love that. And the Plaza at New York, if they're listening. But probably not.
Is that the one from
Home
Home
Alone.
Alone 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Plaza.
Yeah.
Did you see the Plaza when you
Yeah, I
went to
did
New
walk
York?
past.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful building.
Did you go underneath to the restaurants and the cafes and the patisseries?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god.
I stayed in a nice hotel in New York, actually.
Yeah,
So,
I can't remember where we stayed.
It's called the Hoxton. It's quite new. They've got one in London and one in Barcelona.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that name rings a bell.
Yeah.
That was nice. It's very hipster.
It is.
Yeah, we stayed in one opposite the Lincoln Centre, and I can't remember what the name of it now was. Anyway, moving on.
Has anyone else got anything else they want to add? Because now I've taken us to the future.
Oh, I know.
I'm back again.
Can you
I need
rein
a
us
drink
back into now? Yeah. After that quiz and all, need some gin.
Gin. Just gin.
Just gin, straight.
Well, it is lunchtime.
Do you think that's true, though, ultimately? Because personally, I still think there's this huge kind of width of hotel design, which actually will just stay as it is.
Yeah, and don't you think that actually sometimes people are looking for something a bit more stripped back?
Yeah.
In what way?
A bit more authentic, a bit more... What's the word I'm looking for?
Niche?
No,
Not
I
niche.
just...
Honest.
Honest.
Like a human thesaurus.
Life can be quite stressful.
Okay.
Aren't sometimes people just looking for a place to relax and unwind and not be bombarded by all the other nonsense?
Yes, but I think that's why I said niche, because I think that's ultimately where the main trend for hotel design will go. I think there'll be a trend for that kind of place, like wellness, well-being.
Yeah.
But there'll be other hotels that do other things, and then others that will do something else. So you kind
Who will appeal to a
and
certain...
that's the personalization, I think,
Yeah.
is relevant in hotel design, where it becomes like other things in design and going, where it does become a personalized experience. Like there's this brilliant one, which I think is in Japan, but there are a few of them now, where it's art inspired. So you go and stay in a specific room, which is all like a particular artist of the locality.
Yeah.
And you've got the ability to purchase the art from the room as well as part of your stay. And again, that's an ever-changing kind of canvas, because every time the artists are producing different things, they have different guest artists, so the rooms are constantly changing as well. So again, if you're interested in that, it's that stimulation,
That's
isn't
like
it?
the perfect combination of retail and hotel design.
That's what I mean, and I think that's hotel design. I think it has to, it can't just be what it was. I think that's where it might go in terms of personalizing a space for people, where you can pick a hotel based on what it is that you want from it, maybe.
I think it's the parameters and the what you can do now, and what people's expectations are.
Yeah.
To strive for more or something different.
Yeah, and there shouldn't be a limit, should there?
No.
Because I think sometimes I don't think hotels can be as creative as other sectors. Maybe where there's money concerned, they probably are. But then again, you're talking luxury rather than innovation necessarily. But I do think there's room for that. I think there is room to be more inventive in hotel design and do something different and offer something different. Thank you. It's been fun, as always.
It has. Thank you very much.
Thanks for quizzing us.
I mean, I've got more. You won't be surprised to learn that.
Well, you're going to have to wait and see what we throw
Well,
at.
I mean, I'm all up
Throw
for
at you.
quiz. Quite happy to be questioned on anything.
Anything.
My personal life.
Anything.
Anything. Well, keep it design related, because it is a design podcast.
Oh, spoil spot.
I know. Try my best.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We hope you've enjoyed sitting with us in the awkward corner this week. Remember to follow us wherever you get your podcasts from. Review us as well. We'd really appreciate a review. As long as it's 5 stars, that would be epic,
please.
wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, just for clarity's sake.
If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Well, you can, as long as it's 5 stars.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. Follow us on our socials, so you can find us on Instagram. We're at the National Design Academy. Also, contact us. Tell us what kind of topics that you'd like to hear from us in the future. You can reach out at awkward@nda.ac.uk. That's our email address. And we look forward to hearing comments and suggestions going forward. Thanks for listening. See you again.
TTFN.
Goodbye.
Bye.